Good afternoon. Today I have a 100-foot manual steel air hose reel. I bought this a while back, just now getting it together. Got all the tools I needed. I need a 5mm Allen wrench, 14mm box end or open end, 16mm open end box end. I've got a quick disconnect, and I've got all the pieces that came with it. And I have a 10mm for these nuts. This is a pretty basic design. You bolt 4 of these on. You manually reel it. And here's your spin. To have it spin without messing up your air hose, it has this pivot. And this will pivot around the bolt. So let's put that on last in case it gets in the way. So this is pretty straightforward. The washer goes on the bolt side. You just thread it through, put the nut on, get a second one for this piece, put it on. As you can see, it's kind of a sloppy fit, but once you tighten it up, it's fine. And these are nylon insert nuts, so you don't need a lock washer. So I've got the 18-volt lithium Warrior. Really happy with this. I previously bought these little adapters. It's a hex driver, and you get a kit that has a 4, 3/8, and a half in it. It's great for doing sockets on a cordless drill. Okay, so I'm going to use the long reach to hold one side while I tighten it with this end. As you can see, the Warrior has a lot of torque. Repeat 3 times. Okay, and last one. That angle is a little difficult, but if you do it from the top, it's a little bit easier. If you do it here, it's a bit of a more angle, but here it seems to work okay. Okay, so that's the turn. They aren't square. As I go around, some of them are leaning one way or the other. But I don't know that matters. Okay, so let's get this on. This is just going to go in there like that. We need some Teflon tape. And I never knew it before, but there's thin and thick Teflon tape. Seems like no matter what you buy for water in the house, they give you a roll of this, so I hang on to them and use them. Now this is the thin Teflon tape, and as you can see, it's kind of hard to work with. But just wrap it around. Heard some people say, oh, you got to wrap it a certain way. If you press them down in the threads, it doesn't matter which way you put it on. And that's going on perfect. Problem is, this spins. So you actually have to take a wrench and tighten this up. And this still turns. Now I want to run a hose over from my air compressor, which is about 30 or 40 feet away. So I want to put a quick disconnect so I can connect that into here. Then I'll put a separate hose on here into this. So this is just going to go in there. There you go. You can actually see the threads a little. So I want to put this on. Get my 14 wrench. I reckon I could do this, but I'm not going to. So there we go. That's pretty easy. Now I need to get a hose to put there. I went and picked up this PVC Air Hose, 25 foot. If I mount that close to this work area, this should cover everything I need in this area. But on my compressor, I have 75 feet of hybrid hose. PVC rubber hybrid. and it's worked very well for me. But I wanted to try the PVC and eventually do a comparison after they've been in use. Get out my big scissors. So what I want to do is get Teflon tape, put this on. When I say it's a bit of a pain, it's kind of awkward to get to. So it should be 14. So as you can see, it's a pain. Uncoil the hose, because the hose has a bit of a memory of what shape it was in. So I want to go this way. Now it says 100 foot and I've only got 25. I think this will work okay for me. The hose has a memory. Once you get it on here, it'll have a memory of being on here, and it'll stay and be more manageable. But right now, it's remembering the smaller shipping coil. Once I get this mounted on the wall, it'll be much, much easier. So I've got a quick disconnect. I can run over from my air compressor. I have to put a quick disconnect on this one. And I have one. Now these are the cheap Harbor Freight ones, and this is my last one, and I won't buy any more. When it's time to get more of these, which is now since I'm using the last one, I will get the Merlin. The Merlin is at least twice as expensive, but it's also at least twice as good. There's pressed into the threads good, and I'll thread it on. As you can see, that's going sealing the threads the first part of the way. Apparently that is a 17. And I also need 16. Well, I'm sorry, the 14 to hold this side. So I keep all of these accessories in case I need them. I do have some steel ones in there, but in reality I only use brass now. A great storage idea. These are peanut butter jars, and I have a shelf of them that covers a whole wall of my shop, and it's an excellent way to organize things. Okay, so we use 16, 17, and 14 putting this together. Takes just a few minutes. It's ready to go. I just need to mount it on the wall where I can reach up and grab it easily, and then roll it back up when I'm done. Make the shop a lot more efficient. When I use the air compressor at this workstation, I run the 75-foot cable over here, and that's actually a good way to get your cables damaged, because it could be walked on or dragged around corners, things like that. So I'm looking forward to using this, make me work a little bit more efficient. Okay, so 100-foot manual steel air hose reel. Got this for $14.99. I think it's well worth the price. I put 25 feet on it, and it's about a quarter full, so I think you could probably get 100 foot on this. Very useful product, well worth the $14.99. If you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.